What's going on, everybody? Jason here, and today I've got this 2022 Ram 2500 Laramie Mega Cab. Just a quick reminder before I jump into this 2500 Laramie, we've hit 1,000 subscribers on the channel, which is amazing. And I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you that have subscribed. It does mean a lot. And I do have an announcement coming up within the next couple of weeks, which I'm sure you all will be very, very happy about. Also, if you haven't subscribed, be sure to hit the subscribe button, as of course it does help with the YouTube algorithm and it helps support the channel as well. So let's jump into this 2500 Laramie Mega Cab. And like always, with the trims that you can get when it comes to the 2500 Mega Cabs, you can get the Bighorn, the Laramie, which obviously you're looking at, Limited Longhorn, or the Limited. Now keep in mind, because you are getting a Mega Cab, you can only get this in the 6-foot 4-inch bed size. You cannot get the 8-foot bed. If you do want that, you have to go with a standard crew cab. In terms of the safety features when it comes to this Laramie that you're gonna get standard, you're gonna get your brake assist and your park sensor front and rear park assist. But if you end up getting the safety group B, which this truck has, you're also gonna get some extra safety features such as adaptive cruise control with stop, lane departure warning, lane keep assist, forward collision warning with active braking, and your adaptive steering system. Now, starting things off in the front of this 2500 Laramie, you'll notice there's barely any chrome on this truck, and that's because this has your sports appearance package. If it didn't have that, then all of the grille surroundings that are typically in white right now would be in chrome, along with your front bumper and your rear bumpers. But the sports appearance package gives you the body color grille surrounding, and then you do get a little bit of chrome in the grille with the chrome badging, of course, with the Ram. And then you also get your body colored front and rear bumpers, which I think, in my opinion, make the truck look much better rather than having way too much chrome. And then of course at the bottom, like I mentioned, you do have your front sensors along with your back sensors, which are standard on this truck. And you do have your front tow hooks, which are a part of your off-road group package, which this particular truck has. And you can't forget about your standard LED fog lights that come standard on this truck, of course, and your standard LED headlamps, as well as your rear tail lights as well, which I'll show you. These headlights just look so much nicer on these trucks, but just general, Ram has a really nice design when it comes to their headlights, especially when it comes to the higher trim levels such as your Longhorns or your Limiteds. And of course on the hood, both sides, you do have your 2500 badging with the heavy duty in red. And up top, because this truck also has the Snow Chief group, you will also get your clearance lamps as well with it. And taking a look at the Laramie from the side view, you can see the minimalistic chrome that this truck has, which in my opinion is so much better, because standard you do get your chrome tow mirrors with the black finish as well, of course. And then you do get your Hemi badging at the side and your Ram badging, which is also in chrome. As for the wheels, these are your standard 18-inch polished aluminum wheels, which again do not look bad on this truck because it complements it as a whole. Compared to if you had chrome bumpers and all of that, I think that would be just too much. But again, some people do prefer having a lot of chrome on it. My personal opinion, I do not. I love the way that this truck looks. Also with this truck, standard, you're gonna get the 3.73 rear axle ratio, but you can upgrade it like this truck has to a 4.10 rear axle ratio. And because this has, like I mentioned, the Snow Chief group, you're also gonna get your anti-spin differential rear axle, your transfer skid plate, and a 220 amp alternator, along with your front and rear performance tuned shocks, which are a part of your off-roading group. Also on this, you do have your keyless entry and all of that good stuff, so very convenient when you're getting in and out, especially if you're at like a work site or something like that. As for the key fob itself, it's a very traditional Ram key fob. You've got your unlock, lock button, your tailgate release, remote start, and your panic button. And then on the rear, you do have your Ram lettering right there. Moving over to the rear of the Laramie, you also get, of course, this 4x4 off-roading decal, a part of your packages. And like I mentioned, the front fog lights and your front headlights, you also get rear LED tail lights as well. And then you do have your sensor in the middle there. Also, you have your rear park assist sensors and a body colored rear bumper, like I mentioned. Also, you've got your hitch at the bottom and then your plugs right above that for towing and whatnot, that they're ready to go. You have them right there. And on the actual tailgate, you have a bunch more chrome. You've got the Laramie in chrome and black badging, which just look nice. And you've got your chrome and black Ram head logo as well, along with your 4x4 badging. amazing. Opening up the tailgate, you do not have a spray and bed liner. However, you can get this directly from the factory or obviously an aftermarket one as well. And back here, this truck does come with an extra option, which are the LED bed lighting, which is very convenient at nighttime or whenever you're using this truck for work or for any purpose, loading in and out. And then at the back, you do have more plugs and a 115 volt plug as well. Also, an extra option that comes with this truck, you do have your fifth wheel and gooseneck towing prep group. So if you do need to take advantage of that, you already have it on this truck, which is amazing. And just like pretty much any of the higher trims when it comes to the Ram trucks, you also get a standard rear power sliding window and an extra option on this truck as well. You do have your center high mounted camera. As we make our way into the rear of the Laramie, you can see the door panel is just fully blacked out. Of course, you've got leather pieces here and there, and then you do have that nice black accent trim at the top, which goes entirely throughout the whole of the truck. And then right underneath it, you do have kind of like a suede cloth type of a material, which does make it feel a little bit more premium than it is. And then of course, you've got a little bit of space in the center and then more at the bottom there. And then of course, you've got your speaker at the bottom. Typically, you would only have your 9 Alpine speakers, but because this has the Laramie Level B equipment group, you're going to get the 17 speaker Harman Kardon system. As for the rear seats themselves, this whole interior is black on black. You can get other options, which I'll cover once we head into the front. But of course, as you can see in the back, you've got fully leather seats with, again, more of that suede type of a cloth material on the sides and bits and pieces of it. And again, because this has your Laramie Level B equipment group, you're also going to get your rear heated seats as well, which is so nice to have for the rear passengers. Not only do you get them in the front, but people in the back enjoy heated seats as well. And then of course, in the rear center handrest, once you pull that down, you do get 2 cup holders for the rear passengers. And because this is a mega cab, you can actually fold the rear seats forward all the way down, kind of make it a flat surface at the back if you want to put stuff there. But you do have a decent amount of storage behind those seats. Not only do you have a bunch of hooks to put stuff on, of course, but the space you have at the back has more space within it. So if you lift up the little panels at the back, there's more deeper storage on both sides, so you can put like tools or some stuff like that and have access to all of that stuff, which is really nice. And if you thought those were the only benefits of a mega cab, not only do your seats fold forward, but you can also recline the seats at the back, which is so nice, especially if you're using this for a work truck. The people in the back can be so comfortable, they might just fall asleep on the job. And of course, underneath the seats themselves, you do have a little bit more storage at the bottom if you want to tuck things away and whatnot, because unlike traditional Ram trucks, these seats do not go all the way up because obviously it is a mega cab, so there's enough storage at the bottom. And behind the driver and passenger seat, these are fully leather back seats, which is really nice, of course. And then you do have mat pockets at the back on both of the seats for additional storage and whatnot. As for the rear center console, not only do you have 2 extra cup holders up top, but again, you do have more of that nice black trim along with your venting, a little bit of storage in the center. And then of course, you have your rear heated seat buttons along with a ton of USB ports and a 115 volt plug as well. Heading over to the front driver side of the Laramie, it's exactly like the rear trim. You've got leather here and there, and then you've got the black trim piece, of course, and then the suede cloth, whatever you want to call it, right underneath it. You have some space in the center and then at the bottom as well, of course, and then for cup holders and whatnot. You got a speaker up front, and then up top, you've got your traditional window controls, your power folding mirror controls, and then you do have another button that you can control the secondary mirror because these are tow mirrors, and you do have your memory seat settings for the driver. As for the front seats, of course, these are also fully leather seats. Not only are they heated seats, but a part of your Laramie Level B equipment group, you're also going to get your front ventilated seats. And of course, you've got the nice Laramie stitched in on both sides. So as for the seats, you can get obviously the leather face bucket seats. Now you can get them black on black, which this truck has, or the mountain brown with light frost beige, or you can get the bench seating as well in the same color combination. Also, as for these front seats, they're also power seats, which is very convenient, of course. Underneath, nothing too special going on, just your foot pedals, and on the left side you do have your parking brake. Above that you do have your release latch for the parking brake. Next to that you've got your plug power button right here that you have in the back of the bed, and then in the center you do have your hood latch release. And above all of that you do have your lighting controls for your front fog lights and all of that. Next to that you've got your dimmers, and your steering wheel is manual adjustable. However, you do have another button there which is for your power adjustable pedals. Entering into the Laramie, you've got kind of a plastic slash leather up front on the dashboard. You've got speakers in both corners, and then you do have a center speaker there that also says Harman Kardon. As for the center gauge cluster, it is pretty much identical to any other of the Ram truck lineup, and same thing as for the center screen there. You can move things around, you can have different options in front of you, whatever you need to have in terms of vehicle information or any of that sort, you can have it right in front of you. It's easily accessible. As for the steering wheel, this is a fully leather wrapped steering wheel, which is also heated. Over on the left side of the steering wheel, you've got controls for your Bluetooth and then controls for your center gauge cluster, like I just shown you. Over on the right side, you've got controls for your cruise control, adaptive cruise control, and all of that good stuff, along with your controls for your gear limit selector. And on the left side behind the steering wheel, you've got your traditional controls for your high beams, turn signals, and windshield wipers. Over to the right of the steering wheel behind it, of course, you've got your push button start. Below that, you've got your gear selector knob, and then you do have your option for your 4-wheel drive high, low, 2-wheel drive, hill descent control, and all of that good stuff. Over on the center handrest, it's a fully leather handrest, of course, with that nice Ram head logo. When you open up the first section, you do have a decent amount of room in there, and also you do have a USB port to charge electronics or whatever you want to do and leave in there. But if you go ahead and open up the second section, which is the main section, not only do you have a conversion table and all of that, but like Ram trucks are known for, this does have some really deep storage space. And the center slider there, it moves forward and backwards, so you have space in the back and in the front. And as for the center slider, you'll have more space on there, along with your 2 cup holders for the front. If you look in front of that slider, you do have more space, like I mentioned, of course, and then you have a 115 volt plug as well in the front. Moving above that, you do have a wireless charging pad which can hold 2 phones. Above that, you have a little bit of storage if you want to put a phone or a wallet, and next to that, you do have more USB ports and a aux cable port. Moving along, right above that, you have a bunch of buttons here. You have 6 auxiliary port buttons. Now this is a part of your Snow Chief group, which is going to give you these 6 auxiliary switches. Above that, you do have your buttons for your front and rear park assist to turn them on and off. You've got traction control, tow haul mode, and standard on these trucks, you do have your trailer brake controller. And as for this 12-inch touchscreen, typically you would only get the 8.4-inch touchscreen, which is standard, but this one has the upgraded 12-inch screen. Also new for this 12-inch screen is the new software, which is the Uconnect 5, which is so much better than the previous version because this is more responsive, more crisp, and just better overall. Because now you have the ability to add different pages, change your layout, and all of that good stuff on your home page, which is very convenient. You've also got your media section, which is your typical AM, FM, Sirius XM, and now with the Uconnect 5 system, you have access to wirelessly connect to your Apple CarPlay or Google Android Auto devices. Under your comfort settings, you do have access to your heating and cooling, or you can use the side buttons on the screen. And then also on the screen, you do have access to heated seats, vented seats, and your heated steering wheel. On your navigation page, you do have a full screen navigation, of course. This is very responsive. And now if you're low on fuel, it'll let you know which gas stations are nearby. And also you can turn this into a 3D map. Under your phone settings, now you can pair up to 2 phones at the same time. Under your vehicle settings, you have off-road and controls. Under controls, you can dim your rear view mirror, you can check your rear view camera or your cargo camera. But if you go into off-road and you click on the off-road image here, you're going to have access to a bunch of different things about your truck. So you're going to have vehicle dynamics, which is going to tell you your steering angle, altitude, and all of that good stuff. You're going to have your accessory gauges, which is going to give you a ton more information about the truck and what's going on. And then of course you have access to your pitch and roll. And then finally you have your apps section, which has a bunch of different settings, controls that you can do to fine tune your truck. And now with the Uconnect 5 system, you have Alexa built in. Another cool thing about the Uconnect 5 system is the bar you see at the top. This is a touch bar, so anything you press will bring out a shortcut menu. Above your screen, you do have a button for your lane departure and all of that. And moving further above that, you do have a little bit more room to put small little items along with a 12-volt adapter. As for your rear view mirror, not only is this a dimmable rear view mirror, but because it has a safety group B package, you're also going to get your rear view mirror as a digital one. Above that, you have a bunch of different controls. You got your tailgate release, interior dome lighting, assist and SOS, and then your rear power sliding window control as well. Moving over to the passenger side, in your glove department, you do have the traditional space that you have on any Ram trucks. So if that does get full, you do have a secondary one right above that, so you get additional additional storage, which you can place more things. But if you go ahead and close that, you do have this nice Laramie badging as well. And when it comes to what powers this beast, you can get two different engine options. This particular one has the 6.4 liter Hemi V8 engine, or you can get the 6.7 liter Cummins Turbo Diesel engine. This particular one, the Hemi engine, you're gonna get 410 horsepower with 429 foot-pound of torque. And in terms of your towing capacity and your payload capacity, that's gonna depend on the specs of the truck, whether you get a non-mega cab, crew cab, and whatnot. But with this particular engine, you're gonna have a maximum towing capacity of about 17,500 and a payload of a little over 4,000 pounds. Here is the window sticker for the 2022 Ram 2500 Laramie Mega Cab. You can see here the traditional information, exterior color, engine, and all of that. Right below that, you've got your standard equipment. As you can see, it comes with a ton of standard equipment. Below that, you've got your optional equipment. This particular truck does have a ton of upgraded features, as you can see. And then at the bottom, you do have your total pricing. This, of course, is plus tax and in Canadian dollars. This will also be minus any dealer discounts or manufacturing discounts being offered. And that's it for this 2022 Ram 2500 Laramie Mega Cab. Like always, let me know in the comments down below. Do you love this truck or do you hate it?